Hey guys, what's up? This is Zen-Oh my latest review on episode 93 of Dragon Ball Super. The thing is, I'm sorry I haven't made any new videos the past couple of days. I decided to treat myself to a little mini vacation, So I have a life, so, we're on vacation, saw some family, had some fun. Got bitten by a few mosquitoes. Funny, huh? Anyway, let's get started, with the main story. This episode focusing on Goku seeing Frieza, Now, the fact that they're even considering to have Frieza on their side is a very, very huge deal. Because Frieza, he obviously can't be trusted. The second he's going to stab him in the back, And that's just so typical Frieza, So, you can't exactly, allow the evil Emperor, to just, fly, whatever. Now, seeing the situation as it is, things go, as the things continue. Seeing how they handle it, and then they have no choice because they don't have any other warriors left. Bull's asleep, and there's nobody else on their side that could probably be strong enough to fight, which is a big deal, and if they don't have the contenders, they will get erased. Now, it's survival on the line, Also, Goku goes to see King Yemma. We get to see these lurking eyes. He's watching them. We'll get to that in a minute. And we get to see so many development. Goku tells Yemma about the whole Universal Tournament arc, or the Tournament of Power. Apparently, King Yemma's been so busy, he doesn't actually know about, what's going on. Because this is a huge cosmic level threat. And even his realm, the realm of the dead, King Yemma, who's harboring all those souls, trying to give passage between the border of heaven and hell, in the underworld, Oh, it seems that he doesn't know this. Remember, this is high level stuff, Kage level stuff. I guess someone like Yemma, is beneath his. It's like he's not what you call involved in this, So Goku tries to tell him, so he's gonna use fortune teller Baba, give him 24 hours, then he can come back and fight. However, it's still a bad idea, A lot of people saying that is not the guy to kind of repent, And he's still in that hell, whatever, He's not the kind of guy to repent, so he's not going to let this go. So he's going to work with him. He's going to have to watch his back, But Goku is very confident. He said it to himself. If you praise me or Vegeta, then I'll take care of him, Goku's not weak, so he knows the deal, And he only holds back because he wants to. His instinct isn't to kill. He's not like Vegeta. Although killing... And the one thing I want to know, how can you kill a dead guy twice? It could probably be done, But, that's the world of Dragon Ball Z. Hey, as the story continues, we get to see that Quitela, who's the god of Universe 4, the rat god, he's been spying on them, he set spies on them, and, and he's probably spying on the other universe as well. Quitela, the rat god, of Universe 4, the fact that he said spies there, it's obvious he wants to be ready for what's coming next, and he's finding out about Frieza and everything, and he wants to make sure that he doesn't, get erased. Remember, all the universes have a grudge against Goku, or at least most of them do, because it was Goku who suggested the tournament, and putting the entire multiverse in danger. In a way, this is Goku's fault, I gotta admit, my favorite moment has to be the whole Cabba and female Super Saiyan scenes between Caulifla and Kale. And Kalo, Caulifla, trying to help Kale, trying to become Super Saiyan, trying to teach her the tricks. But obviously she's a side girl, she doesn't fight. They try to teach her that master the Super Saiyan power, which doesn't work out a little bit. But as Cabba tries to motivate them, and try to motivate her, try to get her to become Super Saiyan, even asking Chris' help, it doesn't work out, he eventually gets into an argument with Caulifla, even though it was not all his fault. And somehow the argument triggers the transformation. But seeing that it's like very Broly-esque, she's definitely a female Broly. And a lot of people have been asking if Broly's going to be canon. I mean, at this point, he might as well be, because this character, Caulifla, she shows Broly-esque strength and behavior. Especially Caulifla as herself. Like the aggressive fight, the way she just immediately transformed. Remember, when we met Broly, if you guys watched the movie Broly the Legendary Super Saiyan, Broly, when we first met him, he kept to himself, he was the son of a Saiyan, he wasn't a fighter, but his true power started to emerge hurts when he started sensing Goku because they were born on the same day. It's some weird theory or a connection they have or whatever. Just because he cried as a baby just pissed him off, you know? Oh, like, I guess there's some Saiyans who are like naturally attuned to the power. I mean, he was born with a power level of 10,000 and a baby, while Goku was born at a 2. Of course, he's the strongest, because Goku, now, he's probably the strongest fighter around. You know, and this, you know, the fact that she was able to go Broly and do like a shot-for-shot scene of the remake of the movie, saying, in Cabba, you'll be the first, I'll be the first I finish. Like, in the dub, I remember Kakarot, you'll be the first of my victims, you know? Like, directing his rage, very Broly-esque behavior, using his body as a weapon, able to harness energy, create concussive waves and shock waves and pure energy blasts. It's very impressive, you know. These two girls, you know, they've never seen Super Saiyan before, but they were able to pick it up so close, you know. And this is just before the tournament starts, you know. And the way she handles her power, Cabba, you know, he's having a hard time, and I think a little bit of Clipper too, you know. Remember, Cabba's just learned Super Saiyan, and he just taught these two, but obviously he doesn't know how to properly manage Super Saiyan. Sure, he's probably practiced with the technique at some point ever since the Universe 6 or the Universe 7 tournament, but it's obviously he has no experience in teaching others, you know? Remember, he got Clipper to harness the power a little bit just by taking her off, you know, and they tried doing the same thing. But the argument, I think that's what triggered it, and the fact that he focused her rage towards Cabba, meaning that he was the source of her rage, you know? I mean, it was his idea to turn her into, it was his idea to teach them how to become Super Saiyans, you know, to harness this power. But it was, you know, it was Clipper who convinced, you know, Kylo to fight, and they eventually calmed her down. But she was able to knock the floor with them, you know. If she's able to master her Super Saiyan power to such a degree, if given the right, she can become an unstoppable opponent, you know. Because one of the things that fueled Broly's power is his intense primal rage and naturally attuned power. I mean, he was a handful for Goku in the movie, knocking the floor out of him and Vegeta, and Goku only won because he combined his Super Saiyan power with the others, you know. And remember, that was all canon, and remember, that movie is not canon. This is canon, you know. And the fact that they're introducing this Broly-esque character into the story, you know, is pretty good, you know. And I like the way they handle her. They eventually calm her down, you know, and they eventually get to the point, you know. Now that they have her, they have more warriors, you know, more Super Saiyans to fight in the tournament, you know, which is a good news for Universe 6, but could be bad news for Universe 7, you know. Like the whole enemies, you know, thing, you know, new powers, new enemies, things, a horizon that is to come, you know, something that's come later down the line, you know, see how they handle this situation. One of the things I gotta know is that when Goku went to see Frieza, that he saw in his in that hell version of hell, you know, surrounded by all those pixies and dancing rabbits and stuff. We didn't get to see them. We just see him in that meadow, that forest or whatever, with the flower droppings, and you know, excuse me, I had to adjust you know, the laptop speed. See how the pedals how Goku literally cut him loose using a mini Destructo disc. I think Goku's only used Destructo disc 3 times in the series so far. Once against, I think, Super Buu, you know, way back when in the original Dragon Ball Z, when he came back to life after Kai gave him his life. I think again earlier in Super, I don't know if it was probably against Zamos or Black. It was probably against Black or something. I don't know. I can't remember too well. I don't like go back and rewatch all the old episodes of Super. Maybe I should, But then there's now. This is probably the third time he did it. You know, cutting him off like a cocoon. He eventually makes the offer to Frieza about joining the Tournament of Power. You know, Frieza's interested. You know, so what? He say, and what happens if I refuse? You know, they joke around a little bit, saying I refuse. You know, he tries to leave. You know, he's just trying to bait Frieza. However, Frieza wants one thing only. He wants to come back to life. You know. However, Frieza, you know, Goku. He knows that Goku's an honorable man. You know, and he's making a bargain with him because he knows if he goes without him, they might lose. You know, and if he refuses, they'll lose anyway. You know, so they have no choice. If they don't win, the whole universe would be erased. So that's the same as being dead. You know, they'll be completely destroyed. They'll be completely gone and erased from this world. You know. So right now they have an option. It's about survival and compromise. But one of the things he wants most is to have the Dragon Balls be revived. The Earth's Dragon Balls to revive one, which is ironic, like what happened in, which is the same thing that happened in Resurrection F, revival of F. If you want to get technical with the original printing, Even though Goku offered him the Super Dragon Balls, if you win, you could use that. But he wants it to be the Earth Dragon Balls, I think he did that as an insult to Goku, saying, I want to use your Dragon Balls to revive me, Because, the thing. And Goku has no choice but to accept the deal. I bet you Goku or Vegeta, the second they do that, they bring back, Frieza. They're going to kill him right off the bat, Frieza's probably going to kill him right off, Frieza's interested in his tournament, he's going to enter. He even asked, can he kill his opponent, I say, of course you can. But I wonder how he's going to change his mind when you see Frost, his Universe 6 counterpart. Or is any other universe counterpart of Frieza? I want to see Frost versus Frieza to see who is the number one, Emperor of the universe or whatever, I can't wait to see that, For me, that's really what I like, because this developed the characters. But one of the things you guys have got to look out for is Universe 4. It looks like Universe 4 is going to have a plan to interfere with them, the Rat God. We find out so many things. King Yemma doesn't know. The new Super Saiyan Caulifla, her Broly-esque behavior. It was like a reenactment of the movie. That was pretty cool. The way they did it like that. I wish they gave us some more dramatic music up of it, because this is an epic transformation. She's probably more powerful than Caulifla and Cabba at this point, and these guys are still spontaneously new at this. And also. So we find out from Beerus that he lost an arm wrestling contest to a god, to one opponent, So who's the arm wrestling contest he lost to? I'm gonna bet it's probably the Rat God or something. Because Beerus is a cat, and the Rat God is the Rat God is from Universe 4, and cats and rats, hate each other or whatever. Animal Kingdom. I can't wait to see how they handle this. I like this because they develop characters. It looks like the next episode we're gonna get is gonna be around more character development. I want to see that. I want to see how they handle this. Anyway, let me know down below, what did you think? Comments. Did you like this episode? Did you like this review? Sorry for being late. I took a mini vacation. Let me know what you think. If this was a good idea or a bad idea, to see what was going to happen next. I know the other episode just came out, but I'm going to do a review on that in my own time, I'm not going to give up on keep making reviews. I'm going to make more down the line. I promise you that. Anyway, that's all I got to say. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for the comment, spread. Thank you. This is Sullivan asking you on Dragon Ball Super episode 93. See you guys next time. Bye.